God, purpose, and family. This is the concluding part of why am I still single. In the last video, I talked about why a lot of young people who are ready for marriage, who are actively searching and have been trusting God for a relationship, are still single. And I went further to say that one of the reasons is because they have not been single in the first place. The hallmark of singleness is being alone. The stage of singleness is a stage where everyone should learn to host God's presence, learn to love the Lord, learn to follow Him and to cleave to Him. It's also a stage where you discover God's purpose for your life and you pursue it, and a stage where every young person or every single person should learn to be satisfied and to be contented in who God has made him or her. And until these factors are in place, it is not profitable to go ahead searching for another addition to your life. Moving on to the second reason why a lot of young people that have been searching, they have been trusting God for a life partner are still single is because of unrealistic expectations. Now, expectations and desires, they are wonderful, they are good. But when they are stressed beyond their boundaries, they become detrimental. A lot of young people have their mindset on the specification of a lady they want, of a man they want, and they will tell you that they cannot go anywhere less than that. I'm not talking about godly and biblical standards. I'm talking about standards that tilt towards the physical, towards appearance, towards beauty, towards influence, money, and power. And these factors, they are good, but they are not the most important thing to look for. In a life partner, we should rather look for Christ-like virtues, someone that is focused, someone that is purpose-driven, hard-working, all those virtues that we can see in the life of men and women of God and in the Bible and in our lifetime that has helped them achieve God's purpose for their life and to get that which was necessary for their life to get to the peak that they desired, and not all these fleeting fleeting characteristic like is it all that can handsome, is she an hourglass shape? These standards, we take them from books, from movie stars, from celebrity. I saw this person's wedding. The best wedding was elaborate. They did it somewhere, and then the bride was wearing 3 clothes. So I must do this, and then you go looking for somebody that matches that thing that which is in your mind. A lot of people don't even they don't even consult God whenever they meet anybody that looks like that specification. And a lot of people are missed it because of that. Now we're not even talking about people that are missed. We're talking about people that are waiting for the specification and the standard they have in mind. When God is showing them somebody that does not match that, and they don't know whether God is seeing that man's 10 years or that lady's 15 years. But the things are spiritual, they have to be spiritually discerned. That's why it is important that we see men from the eyes of God. Paul says, we judge no man after the flesh. You want a billionaire husband, that man might be a billionaire in 10 years. Right now, he just has a job and then he's just managing somewhere. But discernment is for spiritual people. So why don't we learn to trust God to be able to make the right decision? It's not all about the specifications and the standards, but God has a plan for every relationship and every marriage. And when we go to Him and He has approved anybody, even though we know there are things that are very important to put in place for a marriage or for a relationship, we can build those things over time. Like, okay, let's talk about finance. Maybe the finance of the man is not strong, and the lady is still trying to the finance, both of them, their finances is not strong enough. Instead of looking for a man that has a perfect finance, why don't you just stay a little longer in your courtship period for both of you to be able to work on your finances, and then when you are ready, I know at least you can take responsibility for your life and for every other thing that is attached to that marriage. Then you can go ahead and get married instead of looking for someone that is perfect, someone that doesn't need any addition in his life. Besides, if you want someone that is perfect and has no addition in life, then maybe you want to use less in that person's life. I don't know. Maybe that's what a lot of people do. They just want to come into his life and you just cross your leg and be madam, the Mrs. of the century. But that is not God's plan. We're supposed to help ourselves. We're supposed to grow together. That's the best way, growing together and blossoming together. That is the plan of God for you. So if God is showing you, God is telling anybody, and it does not meet your specification, please don't let that mislead you from God's will for your life. this person that you're looking at in 5 years, the beauty will come out. Don't worry, the beauty will come out, the flavor of your life and of your marriage will come out. Nobody, everybody can be fine under the right condition. Any man can be wealthy under the right condition. Just trust God together for that dimension to appear in your life, and you will find out that everything will work just as planned. So do not miss God's will for your life because of unrealistic expectation. Another reason I believe that a lot of searching single people, trusting God for a relationship will still remain single is lack of preparation. Nothing works until it is worked. Marriage, relationship requires work, and the major labor for relationship is to acquire knowledge, because wisdom is the principal thing, and wisdom we know is the application of what you have learned, what you know. It is important to know that relationship and marriage is a coming together of two people grown up, lived independently, a lot of decades of their life, and then we want to join them together one day and just expect everything to work smoothly, and then no challenge, no friction and everything. It doesn't work that way, because everybody grew up, both of you grew up independently. Each person has their own mindset, their own convictions. No matter how close, I know that during courtship, a lot of people get to know, they know each other, and then, but that is different from the marriage, because I understand that even growing up with your siblings and your family, you still look at them, they still do some things on there, you're just like, why did you do this thing? How? I mean, you still keep on seeing new things and keep exclaiming when you see something that is just weird and all stuff. How much more a different person, someone that has an opposite sex for that matter? So it's important that we give it all it takes to acquire the knowledge that we need for relationship and for marriage. It is very, very important, and that's why God will not release some people to marriage until that is set, because of what He's doing in their life and because of what He wants to do through their life. God has plans and purpose for everyone, and some people God even wants to use their relationship or their marriage as a model, as a sign to others. So that kind of person, you don't expect God to just release you anyhow like that. No, God will be intentional about your growth, about your preparation, because He has a plan for you in mind, and your carelessness or your lack of preparation can thwart that. That's why it's important that we prepare. And then also, there are some people that have actually taken their time to work on themselves. They've given the labor it takes to grow in the Lord, to grow in their finance, to build good character. And such person, you cannot, God doesn't just pair them with any other person. God takes His time to find serious-minded people for them, because Jesus says, we should not cast pears before swine. That's what God does too. He doesn't just give His children out anyhow. If the Bible also says that in a great house there are vessels of gold, there are vessels of wood and clay and everything. A vessel of gold, you don't just bring it and just throw it out anyhow. It may look like, okay, I want to go now, I want them to use me, I want everybody to see me every time as a vessel of gold. But God is saying that just wait on the shelf. Wait, there's a time. The time of your appearing is coming. But you're just itching, you're agitated, and God is saying, be calm, be calm. That is what happens to a lot of young people, a lot of single people. God is saying, okay, I can see your labor, I can see what you have done to make yourself, to build character, to make yourself, someone that is responsible and all sorts. And I want to give you the best. Can you be patient? It's not like God cannot do anything, but God is a God of process, He's a God of times and seasons. So even though you pray and pray and pray, nothing will happen. So some people, their own is lack of preparation. Some people is because they are prepared. God, that's why even God is even still keeping them waiting. You need to find where you belong, in this category. But the bottom line of it all is that it's very important that everyone is prepared. There are some people that you will never be able to marry except you grow. It's not that I'm not saying that, okay, you're looking for somebody that prays 8 hours tongue like you, or somebody that, I'm not saying that is the way it is, but at least there is a part, because men are supposed to sharpen their own countenance. A husband and a wife are supposed to sharpen the countenance of themselves, and God says, no, they should not be unequally yoking. That doesn't of course that means maybe believer and unbeliever, but that is not the only way it's applicable. Even in the fold, some people, if God matches them, they are unequal. They are unequal, even though they're in the body of Christ, because men are in sizes. Even in God's side, God loves every man, but some men, their level, because of their labor, because of the sacrifice they made, their ranking has increased. So such people, you cannot marry them anymore. I'm sorry, maybe you want to, some people, they say they want to marry a man of God, and I look at them and say, you want to marry a man of God? Do you know what it takes to be married to a man of God? Like, do you think it's just showing up on Sunday with your beautiful clothes and looking nice and looking gorgeous? That is not it. The labor is in the secret, and any work that the labor is in the secret, you have to fear it. You have to respect that kind of work, and that is what happens to a lot of people. They have labored over their life in the secret, and so God, in His own integrity and His own faithfulness, will ensure that the person He matches with them, they are people of also great standing, people that are serious minded, people that are purpose driven, and that is why it is important to always wait on God, and no agitation, no hurrying. Wait on God for the right person. And I believe that if we actually ensure that our singleness is fruitful, we take away unrealistic expectations, and we prepare accurately, we prepare effectively for the person that God may be bringing into our life, then we'll be sure that in no time God will bring the right person to our life. So it's very important that we pay attention to our life closely and look inward. Not just saying God is not doing this, God is not doing this. God is ever willing to give us anything that we ask if we can position ourselves rightly to receive it. I hope you have been blessed by this episode of No Purpose in the Family. Please subscribe for more